Welcome to ITG's webinar series. In this episode, we have invited Ms. Doris to share on the topic, Seizing Opportunities for a Better Future. You will learn seizing employment opportunities, career paths, and to supplement existing and emerging skills, resources for job seeking or transitioning, and competencies required in IT roles. Identify skill gaps and general competencies required in the various IT positions. How to reorganize our lives, not merely for retirement planning, but also for the future. But before we go ahead, please take some time to go through our disclaimer and copyright slides. Now, let me introduce our presenter. Ms. Doris D'Souza has more than 20 years of experience in learning and development, coaching, and leadership development. Over the last 9 years, she deep dived into change management and has to date trained more than 7,000 learners locally and in Asia. Her passion is in developing and enhancing individual excellence to increase overall team performance. She was recognized for her effort in training and development, and was awarded the fellowship at the Institute of Training and Development, UK, in June 2020. Let us welcome Ms. Doris.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. In fact, I want to thank Kim Man, Dr. Tan for these wonderful opportunities to speak today. I know Kim Man roughly like more than a year ago, and in one of the seminars at Workforce Singapore, and so it's been wonderful to be able to keep in touch with him and also to be invited for this particular session. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and so I like this to be a very interactive session. So please do feel free to unmute yourself to ask questions if you have any. And also, please respond on the chat whenever you can. Okay, yeah. So at least tonight, when we attend the session, we will have takeaways. So when we move away from here, we will be able to, at least have a closer bond with someone else in this chat group. So good evening once again. Is it okay if I ask everyone to unmute yourself and say good evening to each other?
Hello.
Good evening. Hi.
Evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. TGIF.
Good evening.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, Winston. Good to see you. Yes, I see some of you on the cameraing yourself. Earlier on, I saw NW Tan as well. Yeah. So thanks so much for turning on your camera. Maybe just very quickly, I like to have a sensing. May I know, if you are a fresh graduate, could you please type 1 in the chat? Fresh graduate, or you just graduated about 2-3 years ago, within the last 3 years. If you've just graduated, please put a number 1 in the chat. If you are a mid-career person, looking to transit for better opportunity, or just wanting to find out what else is there, please give me a number 2. So mid-career, number 2. And finally, if you're just listening because you're just very keen, maybe you're from HR, or maybe you are a company's an owner, or just listening in, give me a number 3. So please type in 1, 2, or 3. 1 for fresh grad, those who are 3 years ago, within the last 3 years, you're a fresh grad. 2 for mid-career, and 3, you're just listening in because you are keen. Thanks, Janet. Thanks, Beyond. Winston, thanks. Okay, Dr. Tan, thanks. Chi Leong, thanks. Ngak Wang, is it? Did I pronounce your name right? I'm sorry if I didn't. Gak Wang, is it? Thanks. Eugene, thanks. Okay, so I see a lot of us here are just keen. We are listening in. Okay, so hopefully by the end of today, you can let me know what would be some of your takeaways. Okay, let me begin. So first of all, do you think that there are opportunities in IT? If you think there are opportunities in IT, can you please give me a Y for yes and for no? Okay, Janet say yes, Eugene say yes, Beyonce say yes. Okay, Dr. Tan says yes. Okay, good. So generally, all of us, we think, yes, and plentiful, Ellen. Yeah, absolutely, yes. And so quite interesting, I think our minister also say the same lah, yeah. So I think all of you are on the ground. So our minister for culture, community and youth, Mr. Edwin Tong, recently on the October the 9th, he talks about the fact that there are plenty of opportunities, particularly in the healthcare and the tech sectors, and also, to have there are actually people who have more opportunities today than in generations previously. So we know that there are a lot of tech opportunities. The only thing is, I'm just wondering, how many other people know as well, or know where to go and look for all these tech opportunities. And so today I've actually, researched and coming with many places that you can go to look for all these opportunities, or even to think about what are some of the things that you may want to deep dive into for your own company. So if if you are transitioning, but I think all of you are not transitioning, all of you are just listening in for interest sake. So yeah, for interest sake, I would perhaps point out to you, then you can take this and perhaps share it with someone else. Okay, so 4 areas I'm going to be looking at today. The first area will be career opportunities. I'm going to be sharing with all of us the different job portals that we can go to look at career opportunities. IT resources is the second thing. In fact, IT resources, this is something I will cover concurrently with career opportunities as well as skills gap. Okay, where do we find out whether our skills are matched to the current skill, or whether our skills, whether there's competencies, or whether there's a gap, in our skills. And finally, we'll be talking about reorganizing our future. Yeah. So let's go for the first one. So when the minister say, and all of you say, wow, plentiful opportunity, how then do we know? Okay, usually for fresh grads, for people who are in the industry, quite junior, I would say, let's do a research first. Let's go and find out where and what are some of the top IT companies. And so a search on Google, yeah, reviews, number one, an interesting website, Glassdoor, and I'm sure that a lot of us may know Glassdoor. If you know Glassdoor, could you please put Y for yes? Okay, got number 1, not too bad, very good. Okay, so later on I'll change to number 1, okay? Okay, good. So a lot of you know Glassdoor, and you know that Glassdoor is a place whereby you can go and you can have a look and see, read up on the company, on the culture of the company, the diversity of the company, and the mission, the visions, and the values of the company. How many of us we also know that in Glassdoor we can find job opportunities? If you do, please put a Y for yes. Ellen? Oh, good. Okay, good. So roughly about 3 or 4 of you know that in Glassdoor you actually have opportunities, or you can look out for opportunities. So I don't know whether the rest of you know, but let me quickly show you how it's like. Is it okay if I show you? If it's okay, can you please give me a 1? Okay, lovely. Yeah, because I don't want to waste your time if you already know. Okay, so here we are. Can you see the Glassdoor? Okay, if you can see Glassdoor, give me, a thumbs up. Sorry, no thumbs up. Give me a, number 2. Okay, good, lovely. So I will send the link to all of us so that you can also follow at the same time. Okay, yeah, if you want to, all right? Because this particular session, I actually prepare for it to be a very hands-on kind of session, so that we can, I mean, there are a lot of resources out there, but if nobody brings you through, you actually don't really know how to navigate or where to navigate. Okay, yeah. So let me share with all of us once more. Just give me a minute. If you received the link in the chat, please click on the link so that you can open up that link. Okay, So when you open up that link, do you see what I see here? On my screen. So if you see what I see here on my screen, basically what I did was I typed IT companies in Singapore. Basically that's it, you know, and then it showed up on Glassdoor, and then I realized, wow, you know, the search shows me that over here there's 1,345 IT companies in Singapore. Okay, in Singapore. And so what I do is I just quickly look through them. And so let's say, for example, maybe I'm keen on Google's. The place that I can go look for jobs will be here. In fact, all these are indication that the number of jobs they have available. You know, like over here, Garina. So maybe let me click on Google, okay, and see what happens. So once I click on Google, you will actually see that, you know, all the different job roles appears, and they are all here. So it's the same for all the other companies as well on Glassdoor. Yeah, so you can go and find things out for yourself too. Yeah, whether and this Glassdoor, they don't just have Google's, they have all the other IT companies that's in Singapore. And actually, how many of you know that there's about 1,345 companies here in IT companies here in Singapore? Please, if you know, give me a Y for yes. If you don't know, okay. If you don't know, give me a you know, N for no. Okay, yes, but this is quite incredible. Yeah, and so over here you can go and check for yourself. Okay, just simply by clicking on the job and see, you know, if there's one suitable for you, or you can share this website with someone else. Okay, yeah. Now the other one that came out on a search is actually it's a career advice website. It's a resume.com website. Okay, I'm not advocating that you go for this place to do your resume, but what I find interesting about this particular website is that they actually have consolidated all the different you know, companies, as the IT companies, as well as what the companies do. Okay, over here, you know, whether is it in fintech, in banking, in finance, or e-commerce, or F&B, or HR, property, transport. Okay, but I find that this particular list, they give you an overview of the different sectors, okay, that the companies are in. However, Glassdoor actually gives you a lot more information about that company. Yeah, okay, so these are the two places that I would direct you to with regards to you know, the different portals, or the different places that you can go to look for job opportunities. So just give me a minute, let me send you the link for this one as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the link for this one will be here. Okay, so Ellen, thank you so much. Some are not IT companies, but rather end user organizations that are IT related positions. So is it okay for me to then sum up and say that it is still a little bit related to the IT, to what people have been trained with, or trained for, particularly in the IT industry? I'm not too good with the IT industry, so it's good for me to tap on all of you, wealth of experience. So is it still a good place for people to go to if they want to look for IT positions? What do you think? If it is, okay, thank you, Alan. Thanks. So you say yes. Okay, so lovely. So let me go back and let's look at more. Okay, let's look at more, because basically that's what we are here for. We want to have more information as well, of the different, you know, places that we can go to look for job opportunities. Okay, so these are the two, number one, Glassdoor, and number two, resume.com. Okay, so the link, I sent it up to all of you already. Now, the next place is actually Skills Future, my careers future.gov. Okay, so this is a place. How many of you are familiar with this? Can you please give me a Y for yes if you are familiar? A lot of you are fantastic. You're quite up to date already. Yes. Okay. So if you know this, that's fantastic. Then I will not go through this. Okay. But in there, you know, you know how to operate this already. I think this probably will be good for people who don't know this, who may be, you know, fresh grads. You know, yeah. So that's That's for them. Okay, how about this? Do you know this one? The job portal at E2I, you know, that perhaps offer walk-in interviews, career fairs, you know, and also the job portal at E2I features the next, which is a virtual career fair from Amazon Data Center. Do you know about this E2I? If you do, give me a Y for yes, please. If not, give me an N for no. Okay. Wow. Okay, then I keep on saying, seeing a lot of yes, 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 right? Okay, can you please unmute yourself and share with me what do you all want to find out from this session? Because I'm very scared now. Like, what happens if, something that everything that I'm sharing, everyone knows. Would you like to type in the chat, or would you like me to continue? Yeah, I'll just continue. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let me send up the links for all of us here. I've actually prepared to share with all of us. But I suppose, if there are going to be people who's going to be watching this video sometime now, then maybe I can show this up. Maybe I can show this so that everyone else can have a quick look as well. Okay, so this one is the E2I's portal, and over here you will see that there are all these virtual career fair. So you can just click on them. They even inform you, when is the virtual career fair. You can click on them, like for example, Infocom career fair. And I do know that E2I as well as WSG, they come in very frequently to engage employers, particularly employers who need to, employ people, so they will speak to the employers as well. So I do know that there are a lot of employers who are here, and if you want Workforce Singapore to reach out to you, you can actually write into them also, so that they can come in and partner with you on some of the things that you would like to do. Okay, so these are some of the Infocom career fairs, like I say, and another one that I will introduce to all of us would be the IT companies in Singapore, and this particular 20 best IT companies in Singapore. We have all these so far. Yeah, and each and every one of them comes with an overview of that company. So let's say, for example, the first one, Tech solutions. I think this one, maybe Alan would know a little bit more, right? Because Alan is also solution-based company. Yeah, and so these are some of their website, where they are, what they do, So if you want, you can actually go in there and click on them and check them out, because each and every one of them, they have a little bit, a bit of a segment that's called job or careers, that you can check out as well. So these are all the different career opportunities and career website that you can go to look for your careers. Okay. So far, everything okay? Everyone okay? If okay, say please type 1 in the chat for me. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Lovely. Oops. Hang on, let me get my slides up. Okay, yeah, right. And so as we move on, I would like also to show all of us, this other one. It is a programs and initiative for mid-career switchers, for people who may be looking for internship, especially for people who wants to penetrate and move into the IT industry. So this is an area for anyone who wants to explore that avenue, and the programs and initiative for this SG United Mid-Career Pathways. I think this is one of the, I would say, a very good program for anyone who wants to take up a program to either do internship with the company, or want to switch over and look for opportunities in a different company. And so maybe let me quickly share with all of us the initiative that's here. Okay, so if you see the initiative, so so it's not just for fresh grad anymore, but this is actually catered for mid-career. And you may want to look through these and see what kind of programs you can sign up for. In fact, you can go to individuals over here, and under individuals, right, you will, if you click on this programs and initiative, you actually see a lot more that's happening over here. So all these are the different programs and initiative that you can, tap on, be it, let's say, well, let's say SG United Mid-Career Pathways Program, SG United Skills Program, SG United Traineeship Program for trainees, for those who are, fresh grad, and also perhaps, some of these other skills workforce framework, which I will go into later. Okay, yeah, for this is particularly useful later, and I will talk about that a little bit more. But these are all the initiatives. So let me just give all of us the link so that we can have this. Okay, so that's the link there. I just send it to all of us. You can look through that. Apart from the individual, you as a job seeker, or you as somebody who's keen to find out more things, there's actually a section for employers as well. So under employers, there are various fundings and initiatives that you can tap on. So you may want to go through this on your own and see what are some interesting aspects of this that perhaps you may want to take on back to your own company and be able to leverage on this kind of fundings, and initiatives. All right, so let me quickly show you what we have next. And so what we have next is beg your pardon. All right. So what we have next, right, is really we've kind of like covered very quickly career opportunities portals, the different portals that the different links that you can access to look at career opportunities, or even to look at the overview of the different kinds of IT companies here in Singapore. In this section, I'm going to be looking at skills gap. Okay, skills gap, career competency skills gap. Are you all familiar with the skills framework? If you're familiar with the skills framework, could you put a Y for yes in a chat? Okay. Okay. If not, put an N for no. Okay, great, lovely. Finally. Okay, finally, there are some people who says no, which is good, because then I can show all of us. So I like to use this framework to guide me in assessing, or you can actually use this framework to guide you in assessing your skills, your competency, or the gaps that you may have. Okay, or the gaps that you may have in your various sector. So let me share with you. Please click on the link that I just sent up, and I will very quickly go through with all of us. Okay, so if you realize on the slide, it's very hard for me to show you how it looks like, which is why I keep on going back to the main website, so that all of us you can actually see things for yourself. Okay, so when you come, when you click on the link, you actually come to this page called the skills framework. Now, this skills framework is both very useful for the job seekers as well as for companies. Okay, so if I were to scroll all the way right to the bottom, okay, all the way to the end, you will see the different sectors. Okay, different sectors that's available. Could be transport, aerospace, biopharmaceutical, and for this particular program, right, let's look at Infocom. Okay, Infocom. And if I go to learn more and I click on it, basically it shows me a lot of things. What is it? For example, it shows me what is the sector about. It shows me some career pathways. It shows me occupations and job roles that's available in this Infocom sector. It shows me also the emerging skills, the training programs for skills upgrading as well as mastery. So, and all these training programs could be WSQ, well, mainly they are WSQ program. And WSQ program, we are talking about a workforce skill qualification program. Okay, Now, where can you get the information? So sector information, if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll find it here. If you click on this and you download this, right, you actually see this. So let me show you, okay? Okay, so here we go. So you actually see this. If you download this, even if you don't want to download it, you can actually work on it in that space itself. Yeah. So this is actually the skills framework for Infocom technology. In this particular framework, I really like it because there are different roadmaps that you can look at. Okay. So let's say, for example, I can actually look at, I can actually look at, the different kind of, for example, infrastructure roadmap. I can look at data and artificial roadmap. I can look at roadmap as in a career roadmap, okay? I can look at operations and support. So each and every one of them, there is a roadmap for them, okay? Yeah. So let me quickly go to that particular roadmap so that we can, so let's say maybe, for example, I go to infrastructure. Yeah, give me a minute. Let me go to the infrastructure roadmap. So, or maybe, yeah, infrastructure roadmap. So this is the data and artificial intelligence roadmap. And over here, okay, it's quite odd. I'm trying to enlarge this for all of us to see. Just give me a minute, yeah. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. So over here, I can actually go to, let's say, infrastructure. Okay, I click on infrastructure and I can see the roadmap, meaning to say that if I am someone who is new to IT industry, I will know that these are all the entry level, yeah, to go into the industry. And then after the entry level, this is the second level, okay? And then this one continues to move up to the next level and the next level and the next level. So this is the career roadmap. And I find that this is a useful guide for companies who are doing organizational development. So if you are developing the career roadmap for your company, you may want to refer to this as the guideline, and then customize this to your own company. But if you are a job seeker, then this one look at it, it will kind of like give you an overview of where is your entry point, and also if you want to move up to the next level, what is the next level. Okay, so if you find that this is useful, can you please give me a yes, Y for yes, in the chat. Okay, all right. Okay, some find that it's not too useful, some find that it's useful. Okay, so maybe what I'll go into next would be the technical skills and competencies. Okay, so under the technical skills and competencies, there are, so let's say, for example, if I look at maybe cybersecurity. Okay, so these are the cybersecurity. So let's say maybe I look at cyber risks manager. Okay, I go there, I click on that job role. At one glance, you will see that this is the job role for cyber risk manager. And this is the overview, the description of it. And also at one glance, you will actually also see the kind of competency that is needed, which is over here. Yeah, and the generic skills as well as competencies and the proficiency level too, so at one glance you can see all these. And number 4 and number 5 suggest the level of proficiency that this cyber risks manager must have. And I find this and I usually use this if I need to do give talks for companies who are doing a job description. So I recently did one for 100 over companies who send their people, whether they are from operation line manager or whether they are from HR. They come in, they sit down with me, and then we look at this, so that they can better understand how to do their job role as well as the roles and responsibility for that particular job role. Okay, yeah. So this is something for you to explore. So now, if you are from a company and you find that this is helpful, this is useful, please give me a Y for yes. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Thanks. Great. Yes. And so with that, there are other things that you can go into as, for example, career pathways, or even the skills. Oh, they actually, yeah, all these are shortcuts. Okay, these are all shortcuts if you just want to go in there, dive in there very quickly. So let's say, for example, operations and support. These are all the job roles, and also the job description for all these different titles. Okay, so you can actually go in there and explore them. They will also show you the competencies they have. Yeah, in fact, with this, right? So let's say, for example, let me go back to cyber risks manager. If you are a cyber risks manager, this will be a good list for you to look through and ask yourself, what is it in there that you do not have? And that will be your skills gap. So it's a very quick list for you to make a tick, 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 what you have, and tick, 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 what you don't have. And maybe those are the areas that you need to go and up skills, or upgrade yourself. Okay, great. And so, wow, I'm just watching my time very fast. 8:15 already. Okay, so let me quickly go back and share with all of us. Right. And so that's the skills framework for all of us. And if you have more questions you want to ask me, we can talk about the skills framework later. Basically, in that very short time, I covered career opportunities portal. I've covered, some IT resources, portals, as well as framework that you can go and look at, or for your own research, for your own, use. We also very quickly look at skills gap and skills competency. In this next 15 minutes, very quick one, I would like to talk about reorganizing our future. Okay, reorganizing our future. We started work, some of us started work in the early 20s. Some started close to 20. Some started maybe mid 20s. But regardless, right, a lot of us have already been working for at least 15 years and above, or even 10 years and above, right? So can I just quickly ask, in the chat, please type in the chat, have you thought about your future? Have you thought what your next, perhaps your future as in after 50, have you thought what it would be like? If you have, put a Y for yes. If not, N for no, huh? Okay, Eugene, lovely. Okay. So I think at this point in time, retiring, Winston. Okay. Yeah, what will you be doing in retirement? Okay. Yes, Kinman, retiring in 3 years or so. So have you thought of what you will be doing after you retire? Because when I was doing a resiliency workshop with LTA, I remember a few sessions when the employees came up and came into the session, and when I asked them, why do you want to sign up for this session? And they share and they say, Doris, I will be retiring in 1 year's time, and I am quite afraid that the day will come when I will sleep, and the very next day when I wake up, I have nothing else to do. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. So this really talks about what we want to do. How do we reorganize our future? And so in this section, right, when we talk about reorganizing the second half, yeah, just want to very quickly ask, how many of us we celebrated our 40 birthdays already? Okay, Kinman, I know. Winston, I know. Okay, how many the others? If you have celebrated your 40th birthday, please put a Y for yes. Okay. Okay, lovely. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, looks like a lot of us. Yeah. So this video or this webinar will also go out to people who may not have celebrated their 40s, and regardless of whether you celebrated your 40s or not, it is always good to start reorganizing the second half of your life now. Okay. There's a in the US, right? In the US, there's a when someone or circle of friends, or someone in the family reaches their 40, it actually signifies a real landmark in their lives. Okay, real landmarks. Okay, back in the days, being 40 is considered old. Yeah, right now, 40 means you receive your elder shield, right? How many? I'm sure all of us we receive our elder shield already. So at that point in time, back then, life was really tough. But now, at our 40s, this is perhaps, you know, we are a dragon at 40, you know, yeah. And I remember a friend of mine who is a Singaporean, but she married an American. So she lived in America with her friend. And when she reaches 40, I remember her hubby threw her a huge party, invited all their friends, all their family members, and, you know, decorated the place, ordered the food, had the cake, you know. In the end, he found out that he was the only one who celebrated her birthday with his family, well, with their family and their friends, because she boycotted that birthday party. Yeah. And so really, as we reach our 40s, right, as you begin to look at your friends, you know, you may realize that, hey, you know, we a bit our physically, we are a little bit you know, not like we used to lah. Not like what we used to. Okay, so I think one of the things that we need to look at when we are reorganizing our second half, I've got 5 pointers for us. Okay, yeah, so maybe at each pointer I will ask you whether you have thought of that, or whether you're involved in certain things. Okay, first one, interest group. Do you have an interest group? So earlier on, right at the beginning, I hear Kinman saying, oh yeah, photography, you know, and all that. So if you have interest group, yes, Kinman is ITG. How about the rest? I know a lot of you are ITG. Apart from ITG, do you have any other interest group? If you do, please, you know, put that down. You know, or if you have a hobby, please put that down. Yes, Dr. Tan, what's your hobby? Wow, beyond urban farming, lovely. Heidi, Heidi, what is your hobby, please? Winston volunteering group. Winston, I will come to you later. Okay, yeah. So good. So all of us, we have an interest group. Peter Drucker, the guru of management, and also the person who coined the word organization, he says that really we need to start organizing our life at 40. So at 40 years old, we have to start looking at whether, you know, we can join a group that is different from our workplace. Okay, so that we have an avenue, we have new friends who will see us through to retirement. Wow, Janet, metaphysics, interesting. Janet, can I quickly invite you to unmute yourself and share with us what is metaphysics?
Hi, I'm Janet. It's more about feng shui, 奇门遁甲, analyzing phone numbers, analyzing your birth dates, you know, and you can actually see you can actually see a lot of things actually from your birth date and your phone numbers.
Wow, I see. Okay. If you all know that Janet, you know, is in metaphysics, could you please give a Y for yes? If not, N for no.
I'm pretty new to them, I think.
Oh, you're new to them. Can you all please type welcome to her? Welcome to Janet. Thank you. Okay, good. So no, meaning to say one day, Janet, they will look for you. Okay. So anyone, if you need, if you want to, you know, go to Janet, you know, to do metaphysics, you know, yeah, please approach her. Yeah.
If you
So
got
that's
stuck at
interest group.
career, can come to me. I can give you some advice.
Sorry, please say that.
If you're stuck in your career, yeah, from your birth date and from your mobile number, we can actually look at some of the things that can help you.
Wow. Okay. There we go. Thanks a lot, Janet, for that. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
the first thing to look, thanks, to look at in the second half, preparing and organizing a second half will be interest group. Now, the next thing would be perhaps a second career. You know, some of you may want to explore, you know, other things. I just spoke to an IT personnel this afternoon who was in IT for a good 25 years. And he said that, you know, he decided that at the age of 54, 55, he will retire. Okay, because he wanted to do something else. Yeah. And so at 55 now, he's looking at doing you know, healthcare sector. Yeah. So he wanted to try something different. So I'm just wondering how many of you are looking at a second career. So if you are, please put a yes in the chat. Heidi, in healthcare for 40 years now, and you are in transition. Heidi, please unmute yourself and share with us where do you think you'll be moving to?
Currently, I am doing freelance translation.
Oh,
Not
wow.
translation.
Oh, translation. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Heidi.
Yeah,
Yes. So that's like, is that like a second career for you?
Yeah, yes, correct. I'm
Okay.
retired.
Oh, when did you start learning about translation?
After my retirement 3 years back, I just retired. I
Wow.
just graduated.
Oh, congratulations. Yes. Yeah, wonderful. Yes. So if you can, everyone, please congratulate Heidi in the chat.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, the third thing that we need to look into will be health. Definitely this is a priority for all of us. Yeah. So how many of you have been looking after your health? If you have, please type in the chat, how have you been looking after your health? Miranda, unmute yourself and share with us. How have you been looking after your health?
I did not look after my health. I just eat 天过一天 like that. That's me.
Okay.
Okay. Seriously.
Okay. So maybe we can look at other people, and actually, Miranda, I think you're very humble. Yeah, maybe you got something, some secret
No,
ingredients that you
but
go.
I love
Yeah,
shopping.
okay.
That's why I love shopping,
Oh,
but not traveling.
that is looking after your health also, because you're doing something you like, isn't it?
Yeah, because I do walking, I don't do running or strenuous exercise. But
Yes,
okay,
yes,
work or weekend
yes.
will take a walk at see my property lah, so-called Orchard Road lah.
I like
I
the
love
way you
my
put it.
friend,
Yeah, I'm going to
not
see
my
my property,
property.
visit them.
No, my friend is from property like Capital Land. So he said, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
see my property. So I learned from her, yeah, I'm going to see my property. Ngee
Oh,
City, Ion.
Yes,
Very
lovely. Thank you.
interesting.
Yeah, so that's one way to look after your health, and to think of it as if it's something fun, looking at it as if Miranda owns the whole property, yeah, so wonderful. So
Post-stress.
anyone who wants, please date Miranda out, okay? Then you can walk down
No, it's
Orchard Road
all
with
their
her.
properties also what they contribute to the economy. They buy things like Ion, Capital
That's
Land.
true.
Oh, everybody
That's
has to share.
Well done. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thanks for
Thank
sharing
you.
that. Yeah. So health, and I see that Janet says that you just went for detox program today. Kinman, do bird watching with
Watching.
ITG friends. Wow, lovely. Yes. So so health is something that you need to look after, and really as we progress with age, right? I think well-being is something that's very critical. Yeah, because none of us wants to land up on a wheelchair. None of us, wants to be invalid in any way. All of us wants to be as healthy as possible. So yes, beyond learning music, instrument, and doing music theory, wonderful. So please, Kinman, I think this evening we found out that many different people have got different interests and all. You may want to tap on them or their expertise for your next talk or your next retreat. Yeah, get them to come in and show us their talents. Yeah. So, and the fourth thing would be pro bono. Okay, so I see that Dr. Tan, you mentioned that you did community. And Winston, what kind of pro bono work do you do, Winston? Maybe
Basically,
yes.
I just volunteer with the this MSS. Previously, it's called MCYS. Yeah.
Yes,
So for quite a
that's
long
right.
time, I just be one of the probation officer.
Wow, so you volunteer as a probation officer.
Yeah.
Wow. How long has it been now?
I think it's coming to 30 years already.
Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
How many times a month?
Oh, now because of this COVID, they slow down the program lah.
Okay,
Yeah. Before
sure.
that, I will take out so-called program lah. Take out
Yes,
program.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, and so for those people who will be watching this webinar, who are not here live, please listen to Winston, take up something pro bono and do that, how is it for you? Is it fulfilling for you, Winston?
Yeah, because I have a group of friends we do together. Yeah,
Yes,
so we do
lovely.
program together.
Yeah. And this group of
Basically,
friends, they are not from
commute.
your workplace, right?
No. All mainly retired. Mainly
Okay.
retired people. Yeah,
Okay, lovely.
yeah,
Thank you so much for sharing with us, Winston. Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone,
yeah.
thumbs up to Winston, please, or give him a clap. Thanks. Okay. Finally, this is something that I learned from my own grandparents. I learned from many people who are in their 90s, 80s, and 70s. I do my own research of of elderlies. Okay, why do I do that? Because I want to be able to live like them, healthy, free of health worries, and also be able to still walk at 80 or 90 years old. So that's why I do my own research. And I realized that in my research, with all these people, I actually consolidated a few commonalities. So number one, they live very simple. They eat very simple, not big meals every day. Okay, so that's the first thing, eating. Number two, they do exercise daily. So the exercise may not be rigorous exercise. It may be just simple walking, but they do walking and they do, tap their bodies, to make their muscle work, so they do that. Number two. Number three, they don't dress like their age. They actually dress quite young. So I came across a few 80s and 90s, right? When I look at them, they say, you guess my age, So I will guess, and I usually guess wrongly. And I usually guess, like, I actually say that like they're 60s or 70 because they do look like 60s or 70. And some of them, they review, no, they're actually 10 years older than what I guessed. And by the way, this is not a gimmick, okay? I didn't try to underguess, okay? I really do guess their age, not to make them happy. So I realized that from them, they actually say that they don't dress their age. They actually say that, why should we have that mentality? I want to dress young. I still want to look young, Yeah, I still want to behave young. And so that is the other thing that I found out about them. And so with this few simple rules, I decided that I will do the same as well, and I'm starting to practice it even from now. So that's living simple. Yeah. And so with that, this part about reorganizing your second half, we have 5 different suggestions. And you also hear from the people here in this webinar how they have reorganized their second half, maybe even 5 years or 10 years ago, like Winston, So we have kind of like come to the end of our webinar already, because I'm looking at time and time now is 8:30. I would like to ask all of us, we have covered all the 4 sections: career opportunities, resource in IT, skills gap, and also reorganizing for our future. And can I just ask all of us, what would be one insight or one realization that you have learned in this webinar? Could you please type in the chat so that, I can have a look? Kinman, I see that you have tapping exercises for health. Yes. So please let me know, is there something in this webinar that you find useful, that you find helpful, that you find insightful? Or you can also unmute yourself at this point in time to ask me questions, and I will take questions as well. Beyonce says, have a lively group, live simply. Thanks, Beyonce. Mei Yun, I want to look younger than my age, like the young seniors you mentioned. Absolutely, anyone in my vocabulary, anyone who's 50 and above, they are young. Anyone 50 and below are younger. Only young and younger. No such thing as old and older. Winston, simplicity, dress, act young. Well, yes, simplicity is fantastic. Yeah, and so thanks. I'm so glad you have that takeaway. Yeah. How about others? You can also unmute yourself and share if you like. Okay. Beyond, hard to live simply, tend to overeat. So true, right? Because we are living in a food paradise. So very true. There's good food everywhere. Yeah, that's quite tough here in Singapore. Yeah, it just shows how affluent our nation is. You know, for us to have food 24 hours a day, and to have all kinds of food too. Yeah. Heidi, young at heart and always learn from others. Absolutely. When you learn from the others, you're actually triggering and you're actually sending signals to your brain and asking your brain to form new neurons. Yeah. And these new neurons are neurons that makes you young. So if you stop learning, you will only have the existing neurons which will like slowly grow old because no new neurons will be formed. So this is one thing about learning and always learning so that you can be young at heart. Janet, live simply and declutter the house. Yes. Okay. Lovely. Lifelong learning. Absolutely. Yes. Lovely. Yeah. I don't know if there's any question. And so if there's really no question, I just want to say thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your participation on the chat. And also, unmuting yourself to share with us your perspective and what you do. So thank you. And I will give all of you a big round of applause.